Welcome to Your Anime Senpais. I'm Richard, and today I'm going to be reacting to Accelerator Episode 3. Last time we started off with kind of on a dark note. We had this young girl, she was on a bridge, and she was committing suicide by jumping off into the river. But it looks like she was saved somehow or another. We see her through her point of view. She's in an ambulance. She's being revived. She has like three paramedics around her, or at least what seem to be paramedics, and they're talking back and forth, and she's just like, doesn't know what's going on and surprised that she survived. And so they're talking, but then it gets kind of dark where they're talking about, killing her off, and they end up, they have an oxygen mask on her, but then they start putting like liquid or something into it and basically drowning her, even though they revived her. If you remember from last episode, I was kind of confused about that, but we see why later on. But in any case, we move on from there. We go back to what seems to be Anti-Skill. They are searching for the Necromancer still from the previous episode, and they find her in the they trail her rather to the hospital where Accelerator is staying at. Accelerator and Last Order, for that matter, they're both staying at that hospital, and she manages to elude them, all the way until the point where she gets to the room where she thinks Last Order is at. She goes in and she finds Accelerator there. She doesn't recognize him, but she's holds up the photo of Last Order, and she's like, "Hey, do you know where this girl's at?" And Accelerator just kind of doesn't pay attention. Like, he turned off his little device. I think he's got like some headphones on, maybe reading some manga or something. But basically, he just completely ignores her. He's just like, I don't know where he didn't actually say this, but he basically seems like he's saying, "I don't know why this girl's here. I don't care. I'm just gonna go off do my own thing because I don't want any trouble." Makes sense. He's still in the hospital, still recovering. So, and plus he just dealt with an attack like a day or so ago from that episode. So he's just wanting to chill. And again, I don't blame him. So in any case, she's begging him, pleading with him, whatever. But the Anti-Skill finds her. Of course, they put her down. She drops the photo, and again, Accelerator's just completely ignores everything. Doesn't want anything to do with it, and they all leave. Accelerator, once they all leave, Accelerator just kind of puts away his manga, and takes off his headphones, turns on his little thing again, and gets up, and he's about ready to do whatever he's going to do. But he ends up finding the photo that she dropped, sees that it's Last Order, and now his interest is piqued. So, kind of way back to the Anti-Skill group with the Necromancer. They're loading her up. I think they actually had her in a straitjacket or something. But basically, she's captured, and she can't really do anything at this point. So, mission success for them. They're like, okay, we'll go ahead and head on out. One thing that I did notice too is that at least some of those Anti-Skill people were the same people that were the paramedics that killed the girl from the start of the episode. So that was kind of weird. That raises up a lot of suspicion there. So in any case, like I said, they were like, okay, mission accomplished. We got the Necromancer. Let's go home. And as they were about ready to drive away, sure enough, Accelerator just standing right in front of them. And for whatever reason, they didn't recognize him. I thought that was kind of odd because, you would think that, I'm not saying that the top 5 espers are like super popular or anything. I'm sure they don't have their posters everywhere in Academy City, but you would think like certain organizations like Anti-Skill would, have that sort of information. But apparently these guys just don't recognize him at all whatsoever. And, they're telling him to get out of the way, but he's like, no, I want to talk to that girl that you guys captured. And, they refuse. And it's here that Accelerator reveals that these guys aren't Anti-Skill. They were pointing a gun at him and everything. And he's like, Anti-Skill wouldn't do that. Because we saw in the previous episode that once they found out that the trio were high schoolers, they were like, okay, hold on. We can't sit there and shoot high schoolers, even though they have dangerous weapons. But he reveals that fact, and they all just kind of come clean. Yeah, Anti-Skill. Those guys are pushovers. We're the real justice in Academy City, and they call themselves DA, District Attorney. No, DA. So Again, like I said, they think themselves to be the true justice of Academy City. They're going on and on about that. And Accelerator just like, yeah, I really don't care. I'm going to talk to that girl, and you guys are going to get out of my way. And you know, they all come to a head. I think they tried to run over Accelerator, which with his vectors, that didn't happen. He just kind of tossed the vehicle over him, and it kind of lands upside down, bursts into flames, which was the vehicle that the girl was in, the necromancer was in. So it's like you almost killed her. But in any case, so yeah, DA, the I guess the leader of DA, or at least that particular group. I don't know what else to call him, but he's just kind of surprised at first, but then he activates this mech that comes out of another truck, and this mech is using it's called a coffin, by the way. It's using the pyrokinesis, which is what the girl from the start of the episode had, because they were talking about that. And so, of course, it's absolutely ineffective against Accelerator. I mean, again, with his vectors, he can just redirect that thing, wherever he wants, even right back at the coffin. And yeah, that's what he pretty much does. He takes it out, and as he's about ready to go after the leader, he notices the coffin like kind of opens up, and then the dead body rather of the girl from the start of the episode, kind of falls out, and he's already had a traumatic experience with after killing all the Misaka clones from the previous seasons of Index and Railgun. But he's kind of in shock. He's just like, no, not again, not this again. And because of that, the leader manages to somehow get away. And so Accelerator is just kind of sitting there, just kind of taking it all in. And then the real anti-skill comes in, and he tells them everything that happened. And then he's just like, what? This is your all's problem now. Well, I'm just gonna go do my own thing. And he goes back inside the hospital and goes back to his room, and sure enough, there's the necromancer, and she's begging him like, look, I need your help. I saw what you did to those guys, and you're pretty much going to be the only one that's going to be able to stop him, or stop them rather. So I need your help. I need you to help me take these guys out. And Accelerator, like, he's got her pinned against the wall using the vectors, and he's just like, why should I help you? Why do I care? Why shouldn't I just kill you right now? And she's just like, okay, well, I mean, if you want to kill me, that's fine, but I need you to take out this group, because I showed them how to use dead bodies to be able to create that machine, and they could potentially do more of that. So I need you to stop them no matter what, even if it costs my life. And so Accelerator kind of just lets go of her, and he's just like, okay, whatever. And I think she also mentioned something about Last Order too. Like, apparently DA is very interested in Last Order, so of course Accelerator's interested in them now. And so he's just like, okay, fine, I'll help you. I'll just put me in the right direction. And so now these two are going to go after DA, and I think that's where we're going to start out, I assume. So I'm really looking forward to this episode. Curious to know more about DA, what their motives are. I mean, they kind of said with the whole justice thing, but once again, I don't know where that's going. What is the ultimate goal? What are they going to do with the Last Order? So I guess we'll find out. It's kind of early in the series, maybe, but maybe we'll get more hints in this episode. So before we continue, though, before we get into that episode, rather, I do want to give a shout out to the Louisville anime community. If you live here in Kentuckiana and you're wanting to get together with people in real life, talk about anime, there's a lot of like-minded minds in Louisville anime community. They've got a bunch of events coming up. We actually had their founder on our show about a week or so ago, Randall, and we did a newsletter with him. And again, they have a lot of different events coming up. So if you're interested, be sure to check out their Facebook and their meetup. And with that being said, let's get into the episode. Oh, he can drive a motorcycle, I guess. How old is he? How old is he? Oh, this is where they were keeping her at. Because she mentioned that last episode. She mentioned How she only knew the warehouse, the one warehouse that they kept her at. That guy looks kind of. Okay. So clearly she feels guilty because now that they know how to control the dead, a lot of lives are at risk at this point. So far, we've only seen them kill the one, but they're probably not going to stop there. It's okay. You've got accelerator, so not a problem. Yeah, the door's right wherever he says it's at. Oh, I bet you there's a bunch of dead bodies in there. Oh, hello. Oh, wow, that's the guy. That's the one guy that the leader or the mission leader, I guess. I don't know. He's not like the head of the whole DA, but you know. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, she's freaking out. Esther. Oh, is she bound to that? Because she had the things. Oh, were they like sisters? Yeah. Oh. Oh, she was she animating her? Accelerate doesn't care about this. Oh. Oh, so you guys do know recognize him. Okay. Right. Oh. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Well, it's not like you're going to be able to get away. If you try to run away, he's just going to change your direction. I know, right? How's he gonna fight this? How's he gonna fight the accelerator? Oh, I guess like that. Apparently, is he using magic? Is that what it is? It's a dog. What? Wow, he actually got away. I mean, I guess it makes sense story wise, but at the same time, like with Accelerator's powers, I mean, man, it's who cares? Yeah, who cares? Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're trying to make up for that. I forgot she had the cuffs. I thought that was part of her costume or whatever. He's gone. Oh, yep. Is she like jealous or something? Is that what this is? A classmate? Oh, oh, wow. Ow. Oh, hey, 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 you're wasting food. No, well, infidelity. Whatever. You're like 8. That's a good policy, I guess. Oh, is that the girl? That was probably the girl. I was gonna, really? Okay, now I'm curious to know like what her backstory is. Like, how does she not know something this simple? Was she like caged up all her life? It's a good thing I ate before I watched this episode because I'd probably be extremely hungry from seeing all this. Maybe not that though. I'm not too big on fish. Definitely not too big on that. Mm, I'm kind of a picky eater too, so you ordered all of it? All of it? You're not gonna be able to finish all. Whatever. Well, it looks like the last order just forgave her. Oh, she's part of the family now. Look at that. Okay, I think I get it now. I think she was using her necromancy to revive her friend, just so that she can have something to play with. I guess that's what I'm assuming at least. I mean, I guess the friend is now under that one guy's control through the use of necromancy, of course. Oh, is he gonna call what's his name? There's so many characters in the index. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought he was gonna call the one kid with the sunglasses. Ooh. Whoa. What? Oh, I was like, what is going on? Is that blood? I mean, it looks kind of bronze or yellowish, but still, the way that they did they just ditch him? Wow, wow. Where does he get his money at too? That's the other thing. Oh. No, it's what? She must have lived a really sheltered life or something. Maybe y'all should just give her like some normal clothes. Misaka Network for you. Well, she didn't end it with a. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You gonna revive her? Oh wow. So a lot of unfamiliar terms right there, but okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't want to touch that. Mm. Oh yeah, now he's gonna relive that part of her memory. Ooh. Um. Um. Oh. Okay, that was a good thing. So I'm pretty sure she has to be like more from like a magic side of things because I know there's Academy City which are more scientific, but there's also like magic. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. He used his. Yeah, I was gonna say he used his vectors. He's gonna. Man, you guys are just. You just don't even know. Oh no. Ah. All right, so that's the end of episode 3, and man, there was a lot to that. I think I'm actually not even sure where I want to start with. So I guess we'll start with Esther. So again, clearly she wants to stop DA because of what she did, how she helped them figure out how to animate corpses. So it makes sense that she wants to stop them. But I'm curious. So, okay, I'm curious to know more about her backstory though, because it seems like she was sheltered, like she didn't even know what any of those foods on the menu were. So, or maybe just because this is clearly her first time in Academy City. Uh, but even then, like hamburger, that's still fairly popular around the world. I would think. I just it seemed she seemed very ignorant to all these different things, and so I'm just curious to know more about what she's all about. Like I think she mentioned how it was her family that kind of developed the necromancy and everything. So you know, what's the deal behind all that? And I mentioned this during the episode too. I think the one girl that they keep showing in the flashbacks, I'm assuming she's the same girl that had a little tube or whatever it was coming out of her neck from the previous episodes. Probably the same, whatever uh, power she has was used against the team leader of DA in the last episode to pretty much kill him. And it looked like it kind of, I don't know, like melted him or something because he was just kind of bones at that point, and there was just this goop, like whatever was left of his flesh, blood, whatever is all just kind of this black goop, I think. But yeah, I'm curious to know more about her, and I'm sure more things will be explained as the series goes on. But it's just man, she like even just being undressed in front of somebody is like, oh, well, whatever. I mean, so I don't know. It's like, what is she all about? What is? I want to know more. So, in any case, I also did think that the thing with Last Order being jealous was kind of cute, but she really seemed to warm up to Esther. Um, and also, I gotta say, Hisami Hitokawa. She's the one that attempted to commit suicide, the pyrokinetic level 2, and man, I felt really bad for her. And I can kind of relate too, because seems like from the brief glimpses we saw of her life, she just kept messing up, which drove her to do what she did. And maybe it seems like maybe her mother was kind of behind all that. At least kind of it's trying to imply that, but at the same time, it still kind of shows that the mother is still very concerned about her daughter and everything. So I don't know how much more we're going to get from that because, um, and I'm kind of Esther explained it, but I'm not 100% sure how this all works. But like, I think she has residual memories of Hisami. The corpse rather has residual memories, and Esther implanted like a kind of like this dummy soul into her. I think. In any case, so well, whatever she did, I don't expect her Hisami to be like you know, whatever she was before. Again, she may have residual memories. Some trace of her personality will be there, but I would be very surprised if this version of her, this corpse, will last very long. I'm assuming she's gonna wake up. She may use some of her powers to take care of the DA guys or whatever. Not that Accelerator needs any help with that. But I think she's just going to be around to long enough to give information, what little information she has, and that's going to be kind of it. Because Esther did say that in the state that she was in right now, I guess her body could be used for other things. Other souls could be implanted in there. So I'm thinking Esther, once she gets all the information she needs, she's gonna take the soul out and then make it to where the corpse is allowed to just you know die, and the soul can go wherever it needs to go. So which is nice. Um, what else happened? So let's see. They did make it to the warehouse, and uh, I guess the bad guy. I meant to look up his name, but he has this mech that seems to be able to counter accelerator. Maybe this is part of the technology that was researched that the trio stole. Maybe they didn't steal all the technology. Maybe all they did was just steal the water blade things. But maybe that same company had a hand in making this, which again is the technology was made with accelerator in mind. So maybe they are part of that company, or maybe they stole that technology from the company, or maybe the trio got it from them. I don't know, but regardless, that machine can somehow counter, is like basically like a level 5 Esper, and can counter accelerator, which is, I'm not quite sold on that just yet, to be honest with you. I'm sure they'll explain it, or maybe they won't. I mean, if anything, if an Index season 3 is any indication, maybe they'll just leave it in the dark and just be like, oh, here's a bunch of stuff, and here's Accelerator, and then let's move on. But in any case, yeah. So I just don't know how Accelerator is going to deal with that. I mean, I guess first we got to figure out how it's able to counter him, and then how he's going to deal with. The only thing I can think of is something that was revealed in season 3 of Index, and maybe the events that happened in this series will show how he was able to get that ability in Index season 3. I'm just kind of assuming at this point. Again, I don't know anything about the source material. I'm just watching the anime, so. If you guys do know what it is, though, again, please kind of keep the comments spoiler free. There's a lot of people like myself that just don't know anything about it, and I'm just kind of following along. Now, after the series is done, and if they don't explain it, feel free to let us know. Or maybe if they were supposed to have explained it and they didn't, then I guess that's fine too. But I want to see at least the end of this arc and see if they actually go about explaining things. But yeah, so I'm just kind of, once again, I'm just kind of waiting to see what kind of answers we get, and so I'm just going to leave it there. I know I'm just not really saying too much, but it's just a lot to intake right there. So maybe I'll comment more on the next episode. But in the meantime, I'll just end it here with, what did you guys think? What did you guys think about this episode? What do you guys think about Esther and her abilities? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you want to support us, if you really like this episode, please consider hitting like and subscribing to our channel. If you really like our stuff, please consider taking a look down the description below to see different ways to support us, like Patreon, for example. So, in any case, I will end it there and see you guys next week.